Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? I see Bitcoin came down to the 39K zone. I hope you guys have taken a break. I hope you know that we did break a previous support in the last few days, and then we have another major one which we are approaching right now. We have news later on today which can get us perfectly into that zone, and then I want to show you guys how we still have humongous bullish divergence on weekly charts, on monthly charts. Like when it comes to big macro scale, Bitcoin is still in a very clear uptrend, and we're starting to get signs now, and I'm going to show you how it worked so much in the past of how we get in these major bullish divergences in the market. We did not get much volume that backed this dip into play, which means as when it comes to the bigger scale of things and the whales and the way they're playing this game, it's sort of playing to the way that they wanted it to play. And we always know that dips always equal opportunity, and it's just about now. We had a great last 2-3 weeks. Then we had the dip off now. We are learning to prep and when we should be tightening up on stop losses and that we're going to continue. But guys, there's still light under the tunnel. I need you guys, before we get into the get out of bed, I need you guys to, hopefully you're breathing. It is okay. Virtual hug. We're all good and we're ready to hit it again. Never, ever, ever, ever give up. I promise you. I'm a perfect living example of that. We got this, and we got to still have a massive year ahead of us. Pick it up, guys. Get out of bed and let's go.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Yo, Banter fam, let's put some music on here. What's happening? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. To anyone that's new, make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, as we like to call Will Smith that button. Make sure you're following myself on Twitter, Sheldon _ Sniper. Make sure you're following Kyle. Make sure you're on our Telegrams. Make sure you're on our website, as you get tons of free alpha every single day. And we are here through the good, through the bad times, and I will be here through all of it, guys, to show you guys that all we're doing every single day is fighting for one damn entry that will change your life. That's what we are fighting for every single day. You know, what was Rand's best trade ever? Was the trade that he bought in 2017. He held them, and he literally, you know, end of the day, what Rand did say with that was he turned a couple of $1,000s into, you know, $30-40 million, right? But it only came from 3 trades. But he doesn't say before that he actually took 100 different choices and tokens before that. Only 3 of them literally made insane amounts of money. And that's what we do on a daily basis. Every day, we are fighting for that one damn entry that we get it. You can fail 10 times and we can get stopped out and we can go through these massive little cycles and stuff, but you land that one. Ask the guys that got Luna at $5. Ask the guys that got Phantom at cents. Ask the guys that got Solana at $1 to $10. That was it. You just needed that damn thing. And once you got it, it becomes a lot easier, guys. So I want to remind you guys again that your time here is very, very, very important, because you're going to catch the one. That gift is going to finally be given to you at some point. And when it is given it to you, make sure you're not flushed out and then in the normal system. I promise you it's going to come, guys. And let's stay strong and let's work through it. So let's jump in, guys. Let's have a look on what we're looking at. I do have Kyle jumping on just now to give his views. But let's see what we're basically looking at with Bitcoin at the moment. We did drop the initial trend line, and that was the one we're speaking about, where we wanted Bitcoin to hold 42,000, and then we dropped it. And it's crazy, guys. You see, as soon as we drop a trend line, how volume all of a sudden comes in. It's quite weird, you know. As soon as we broke that top trend line, we started shooting upwards. As soon as you break it in, I don't know what it is about trend lines. I don't know why, but it just clearly detects momentum. And as soon as we drop a certain level, look how all of a sudden it exaggerates to a zone. And this is beautiful. It's another lesson for you guys that when the market is moving in a direction, track that momentum. And when we get there, it's showing a big decision is coming. Always tighten up on the stop losses. Make sure your risk is now not so much, your portfolio is managed, it is structured. And it's something that's going to come many times in your journey, guys. And it's just another play that structure and management will create your success within the future. So we dropped that zone, and now we're coming down to the next zones. Now, which zone was I talking about? Is the zone of the original momentum line. Since we bottomed out on Bitcoin, which was around the $32,000 to $33,000 zone, this wick over here, we then had the second wick that came in. Someone big was buying at these zones as we got massive volume spikes in these zones. But now that creates the new momentum line. And what happens from that is when we have original momentum, sometimes we will now extend that momentum. We will now create a new momentum, which means the market starts to shift and starts to go a little bit more aggressive in one direction. And then it creates a new momentum. And then what happens is this is the new momentum you want the trade to continue. And as soon as it starts to lose that, all that it does is that it comes and it tests the previous momentum line. And that's why we have this next zone, which is saying basically between 37,500 to the 39,500. We basically tipped the box last night. I do think that there's going to be a little bit of negativity coming in with the news later. And I think it's still, we do have the possibility of coming back into the zone. And for me, this is another massive opportunity, guys. We saw how the altcoins woke up. We must not forget on what happened in the last 3 weeks. Doesn't matter where you're looking at price now. There was a very big shift when it came to the altcoins. This was a big moment for us when we broke this and we tested this zone. It finally shifted and we saw how it started to wake up within the alts. Then we had a short-term little bounce, but it's showing right now that we still have the dominance right under the 200-day moving average. And clearly right now, altcoins, which means when we have the next dip in the market, what are you stocking up on now? Like, what are we buying on? What's showing strength and what's next to bounce? Because it's very clear. Markets were raging up. This was coming down. Now the markets raged down. And now we're starting to go up here. Now the markets bounce and we have another strong push. Like I'm looking at, this weekend, I think it's going to be really good for the market. I really, really do. Because then I think the nerves are settled. The market's settled. Everyone's now calmed down. I think the market's reacting a little bit differently than what it used to, where they actually start pricing things in. So, they sort of expect about what the Fed's going to say next and these sort of things. And that's why they start prepping earlier. Do you remember when the market used to move when something happened straight away? It doesn't do that anymore. It likes to actually start moving before the news actually starts to come out. So the guys start pricing it in. And then, think about it. When there's hype on a token, or let's say there's a big event or something, do you see how a coin rampages up before it? But then when the actual event happens, the Bitcoin conference is the perfect one of it. The biggest Bitcoin conference in the world. But then when the conference is happening, the market starts dying off, or it goes sideways, or it doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? But to the build-up, it was pumping. Like things were, the markets were strong in that sort of, and that's the same way when we got negative FUD in the market, where you have the decisions and everything. The market's starting to tank before the news comes. And then the news comes, and it's not so bad. The big damage was done when Bitcoin did drop that trend, and that big candle that came through yesterday, that was the strong point of damage. Now there can be a slightly bit more of damage, and that's what the charts are showing me next. But ideally, we still have the same concept of Bitcoin dominance. When it is going up right now, markets are pulling back. And when the market bounces, guys, we cannot deny on where we're looking right now with this dominance. I want to show you guys something which is quite interesting. If we jump on here, and I'm bringing back the normal RSI, RSI as well as the stochastic, right? And you can see how on the charts here, let me actually take this off. You can see how we have these two highs, right? Look how much lower these two highs are, and look how we have a higher high within the RSI. This is bearish divergence, guys. This is another really big high time frame indicator that is showing us that strength are within the altcoins. And when the market is raging upwards, altcoins are the ones. Like this was a big point. That weekly drop that we had last week was a big point for altcoins, because now we have the possibility of dropping the major low. Guys, we have tested this 1, 2, 3 times, and now it is showing so much weakness to go test it again. Now, what happened when Bitcoin was hitting 45, hitting 45, hitting 45? Eventually we smashed through it, right? And now we're at the same thing with dominance. And the scary thing is with the dominance, not even the scary, the exciting things for us is when we drop, if we drop this next level again, guys, where's the next one? It's literally the all-time low. and we drop that, guys, we can be looking at a 25 to 30% dominance. We've never seen that before. We've never been that low, which is showing times have changed. Things are changing now. Bitcoin is there and it will be a store of value. But right now within the alts, like there is major plays that are going to make a big role within the future. And we can see that very clearly now that money is going to be diversified. And this is just another good sign for me. We would not be having these long, big spikes if it was a long-term bearish sort of trend right now. All we're doing right now, I still see very clearly with Bitcoin. And this is why I'm still excited and taking advantage of these points. And I've also learned a lot of lessons along the journey about when to tighten stop losses in these things. It's a lesson, guys. It's something you're going to use. But for me, Bitcoin right now, higher high, higher low. We still make higher low if we're above 37K. In my opinion, Bitcoin is still trending upwards. Okay? It will never, straight from a big downwards dump, just bounce. It will always, and we've seen it many times before, it will always come down, consolidate, slow ground, and then all of a sudden will take off. It's what the market does. That's how it brings confidence back in. It's how it works. It's all a mental game, guys. So for me, I'm still taking massive advantage. Now, I want to actually show you guys here quickly. Let's see if we can get the higher time frame views here. Okay, so look at this now, guys. I want to show you the higher scale view of things right now. Let's actually get rid of the stochastic for now. And you can see how I have my RSIs, right? And you can see this is the way higher time frame view on Bitcoin on weekly. Now, what we want to see with RSIs, the only time I ever use RSIs is on very high time frame charts. And I want to see when the RSI is doing something different from the price action, because it always gives you a little hint, max scale on what's actually happening out there. Now, for me, if we look at the last times when Bitcoin was $8,000 and it literally rampaged all the way up to 60K, then we came all the way back to 29K. Do you see how we rampaged up? Do you see how we had the RSI rampage up? Then we had the RSI come down, and look how it made a lower point of view than the last time. But if we look at the actual chart, there was the low, and there was the low again. So the chart and the price action was clearly pointing to the upward side, and the RSI was clearly pointing to the downward side, and it was showing that the market was getting oversold. But ideally, the price action was way stronger than, this gives you little hints, guys. And then if we look at the next time of that, where Bitcoin then rallied, because what did that result in? Now, I just want to show you what that resulted in. This little lower low here was bullish divergence, okay? There was the higher lows there. What did it result in after that? Boom. It resulted in Bitcoin going from 29K to 69K within 3 months. And then we looked at the next move, where we then rallied all the way back down. We had the RSI come all the way back down again. And you see how we see the same pattern again, where we have the lower low within the RSIs, and then we have the higher low within the price action chart. And that then was now clearing, the bullish divergence again. Have we seen the full rip out just yet? Not yet. It's very similar here. Do you see how it took the time here? But when it comes to higher time frame view, we're getting another signal again that there's massive bullish divergence within the market. And this is macro scale. This is way higher time frame scale. Now, even if we go look at this view, let's see if it's this chart here. Now let's go look even here. I want to show you guys again within the daily, because now the daily is getting bullish divergence again. So we just saw the weekly, right? Now the weekly determines for the next few months. Now let's go look at the daily. So go look at the remainder of April. Let's go look, within May. We'll see. Do we sell in May and go away? We'll see where we're at that time. But for now, looking at the remainder of April and where we're at now, and should we be buying? Should we be loading up? Let's go look at the same thing again. What do we have right now? Let's actually get this little thing up here for you guys so I can show you. There we go. Right now, we have RSI, lower low, right? Where do we have price action? Higher low, bullish divergence. Okay, let's go look at the last times this happened. There was the point of view, lower low on RSI, higher low. What happened after that? We had Bitcoin grow 100%. Okay, let's go look at the times before that. Lower low, higher low. What happened after that? Bitcoin grew 100% in this sort of zone. Like, let's go back. Guys, use these things. It's all here. This is why I love TA, because it's no fundamentals, no this, no that. What happened before that? Higher low on the chart, lower low within the RSI. What happened after that? So when it comes to the normal indicators, just indicating without FUD, without any motion, without anything, just giving a clear print of what the market is doing right now. There's the signals. We take this now and we go have a look at ETH, and we go see, what is ETH doing in that sort of way. And this is why I'm very bullish within the altcoins. Let's get that bigger there and let's scale this out. Look at it here, very clear. Look how we have, there's the low there, there's that point of view. Then all of a sudden we had RSI. We did have the big pullback. Look how ETH literally rallied from $1,200 all the way to $4,000. Then we had the strong pullback, and you can see how the RSI made its way down. But look where it ended. Guys, where it ended is so important to remain the higher lows on higher time frame views, because look how we made the higher low within there. What came after that? There's bullish divergence. What came after that? Boom. ETH all of a sudden went from $1,700 all the way back to $4,800 within a few weeks. And then what happened again? Then we had the pullback straight back down. Where did it end? It closed a very clear higher low than the previous one. And then we have the RSI come down. And what sign did we get again? Lower low within the RSI, higher low within charts. And look how we start getting the bullish diverge playing out. Now, if we look at ETH on the higher time frame view, I only see for the first time, I see my first higher low on the weekly. I see for the first time ETH breaking out, setting a higher low, coming back and testing these supports. That's what I see right now. I see how major that big bullish divergence was. And when the last time it happened, I saw the reaction and what actually happened before. It's very simple, guys. It's not hard we're lucky that we have 10 years of data. Some of them we got 3 years, 4 years, but do you not see they do the same thing? Like, it's emotion. And it's the way the market works. So for me, ETH at this point is showing major strength against Bitcoin as well as the USDT as well. But I'm getting the higher time frame signs again, which is good. So for me, when it comes now to the market, now I take all of that and I go, okay, I'm looking at things in a higher view perspective. And I just want to know what signs do I use every day to know my month's going to be good, and what signs do I know that this is a good year. And when I can see that I'm getting these way larger time frame views of things, it makes it a lot easier for me to decide when I'm buying and when should I be loading up. And is it the right time that I'm getting into crypto right now? And that's the big question. Now I jump into my small time, because now I've seen everything I needed to see. Now I want to say, okay, cool. Now how do I snap those damn entries, and where am I getting in? What am I buying and what am I doing? We have dominance clearly in favor within alts. And we'll now want to see when Bitcoin is at the right point of view. Why? Because when the market is pulling back, dominance is in Bitcoin's favor. So which means I don't even have to even look at my altcoin charts. When Bitcoin is in a buy zone and when Bitcoin is showing me strength is when I need to load up on my alts. It makes it a lot easier for you guys, because otherwise you're going to sit and manage within all of these over here. All you got to do is follow one coin. You follow one coin because when it's in a clear downtrend, all eyes on Bitcoin. When it's in an uptrend, all eyes on altcoins. So it's actually not that hard, right, guys? So what I'm looking at now is I'm still having, right now, a few limit orders that are set a little bit lower than where all prices have hit. Now, for me, I can still see Bitcoin coming down another couple percent. I'm not looking at more than 5 to 6% within this. I have my RSIs completely oversold when it comes to the stochastic. I have these things. I know the bulls are first going to respond to this and not just have the strong breakthrough. I don't see a big enough catalyst right now. All I see is big guys buying, big guys buying, big guys buying. They're not going to buy here. Do Kwon's been speaking about buying. I'm telling you, he'll be buying more here. Michael Saylor will be buying more here. These guys will be buying or at much lower levels, because for them it will make a lot more sense. We always hear what they want us to hear. But someone buys at these levels, and this is why we get these big sort of spikes when we get to these zones. So I'm looking at that, another 5% to 6-7% down within Bitcoin. I feel the damage was really done. That's why I was saying yesterday, to sell now after when that was all happening didn't make any sense. You had to be stop losses in play. If you're going to sell, you're going to sell there. If not, and you're in the middle of this, it's gambling, because if you sell now and the bounce comes, where you're going to buy? Then you're going to chase the pump again. Then you're going to get yourself into a mess, and you don't want to get yourself into a mess. So I'm just looking at the news still going quite bad within today. Not too much that's not expected. Coming to the zone, loading up, and that's where I'm stocking up with what? Within the altcoins. So from tomorrow, we will see more data, and I'll be getting you those entries again within altcoins. We'll be putting stop losses in again, and we'll do what we did again. We did so well, and we're going to continue to do that. So that's what I'm looking at within Bitcoin. Let's actually get the man himself on to see what is his moon chart telling us.
Yeah, let me share my screen. How's it going, bro?
Good on you, bro.
Great. Good. That was a wonderful analysis. Love that. All right, here we go. So I did a short video yesterday where I said that very similar to you as well. I think that the bulls are going to step in over here to try and defend this trend line, which looks like that is exactly what they're doing. So we have a short-term bounce over there, not too much yet, but we need to see how the market reacts over here. Yeah, we're expecting bad news today. I'm not too sure what will happen. I'm not too sure if we'll get another impulse move back down or if we're going to bounce from this level, but it's a very easy risk to reward setup if you were to trade this level. It's so simple. You would have bought this trend line right here and just set your stop loss underneath. If you were to lose that level, I'd be targeting back down to this zone over here. So you're going to lose another 3% or so. So I can add in some boxes. Basically, you lose that. This would be your next zone. And if you lose that, you're coming down to the bottom. Yeah, I would say as well, same as you. I don't know if I'd be selling here.
If you before we jump, I won't be selling nothing right now. You've missed the sale.
Yeah,
but I'm definitely looking to add and to buy back. You know what I mean? Some guys did take profits. Some guys did that. Some guys did have stop losses. So that's where I'd add. I'm very interested, brother. Your moon chart said that this was going to happen. What is your moon chart saying next? What
it says the full moon is on its way. So rejoice because there will be a party soon. Yeah, the full moon comes on the 16th of April. Look, I was hoping it would hold this trend line. My ultimate situation would have been if price just grinded up along here until the moon came. These things don't always hit on the exact day, by the way. Like, for example, we could absolutely start ripping now, today, and the bull moon would still arrive on the 16th with a relative level of accuracy. So if you have a look at some of the previous ones, for example, okay, here's the moon over here. It's pretty close. It's like a day apart. Let's see some of the other ones, how close they were. All right, this one said that the top would be here. The top was over there. It's about 3 or 4 days apart. So you can kind of backtest it and see. Yeah, let's see. I think that we're more likely to have a strong bounce than we are to absolutely tank. A lot of damage has already been done. However, for investors, I do like to look at this chart over here. So anytime that we're below this weekly 21 EMA, then it's typically not a good thing. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to target down to like the 10K region or anything like that. You can use your horizontal levels to pinpoint your next entry. I'm looking at same as you. You can see that level there, about 37,600. You showed if we lose that, that's like, I think, another 6% down or so. So pretty much the same. I would see a bounce coming in at that area. Here you go. Let's go on a shorter time frame. These are my green boxes that I set up yesterday. The way that I see this playing out, this is on the 4-hour chart. We could potentially bounce back into this region, maybe even as high as like 43K. I would expect that to be sold into, and I do think there will be one more push down as well into that box.
I do agree. I think I agree. So 42, slice and another little pullback. I think I agree.
Yeah, I'm not banking on this. So if I did have spare cash on the side and I was looking to buy the dips, I would say more aggressive dollar cost averaging right now is probably the best move that you can make, because at worst you are still going to have a bounce, right? So we know that the market doesn't ever just go straight down from here to zero. There will be an impulsive move. Let's say you fail to get back above that and then you go back down, but this is still a big move. From, let's quickly grab the ruler over there. So from here to here, I mean, on Bitcoin alone, that's 15%. On altcoins, that's going to be 40-50%. And like you showed with the dominance, it looks like altcoins are going to be the benefactors going forward. So I wouldn't get too bearish here. That's all that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I agree, brother.
Yeah, let's have a look over here. Yeah, this is the one that I wanted to bring up. So from a more macro perspective, though, you have the key quarterly levels. This was an important area that bulls needed to defend, and we had 2 strong weeks which pushed price above. We closed 1 week above, second week right on that resistance or support, which was meant to switch to support, the 46 and 43K area. And then we deviated below and lost that. So from a long-term perspective, that can turn out to be quite bearish. You also have the MACD, which is starting to lose momentum now. You have another green bar. We'll have to see how this week closes, of course. But if this starts to turn down and goes red again, then the market can turn bad quite quickly. So I'm just taking it as it comes. I'm mainly trading between the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart. So this one over here, I'm having a look at this. And essentially what I want to see is, before I turn too bullish, I would take impulsive moves for the bounce, very short-term day trades essentially. But this, at the moment, this is the level to clear, is the 43,296, that breakdown level. If price can get back above that breakdown level, I'll start looking for more midterm longs. At the moment, I'm just sidelined. I'm in cash. I'm not shorting. I got stopped out, and I'm just holding my cash positions.
Amazing, brother. Appreciate it, bro. I think we're going to end it quicker today so we can get through a lot of alts within the week. And I think for now, setting some limit orders, I agree with you. There's a possibility of 42K and then back down to the lows. I'm only really loading up between 37 and 39 if it comes there. Otherwise, I'm giving it a few days break. And if we do have breaker trends to the upward side, higher low, hidden bullish divergence. I see a lot of people were telling me hidden bullish divergence on the RSIs. Things are looking good, brother. So I think let's keep it running with the community. Let's be here for them every single day, and we got this.
Yeah, I would say, guys, just take it easy. If you do have cash on the sidelines, then a lot of people probably already have gone long. I mean, they might get liquidated. Let's see, there's a lot of longs that would be liquidated. Wait for the shorts to start loading up again. See how the market plays out with the CPI results that are coming out today. And it's all about risk to reward, right? So yes, this could be the absolute bottom. It might be the macro bottom that we never see again, but you want to control your risk. It's about assessing, is this the safest time to enter where there's a high probability that we're going to go to the upside? And right now, I would say no. There's a chance that we go to 34K, and there's a chance that we go from here to 45, 46K. So we kind of caught right in the middle of that. So that's an equal risk to reward. You don't want to go for a 1-to-1 ratio. You want something better than that.
Amazing, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, bro.
Awesome. Thanks, Sheldon. Catch.
Cool, brother. Okay, Banter fam, take a little bit of break. If it gets to the zones, we'll load up some more. For now, we need a little bit more candles. We need to get through the news today, and then we start again. I love you lots, guys. We'll kick ass, I promise. But have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all tomorrow.